We are here at the Met Theatre in downtown Winnipeg at the Real Green Gala, and we have with us here today Karen Peters. She is the Executive Director at the Manitoba Eco Network. Could you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be seeing at this event this evening?
Thanks. We are going to have a film festival, the Real Green as in real films. We have a pop-up thrift store from MCC. We have fashion designers for fair trade fashion of Voila Design, Bella Bellas, and Leonard Taylor. And our Earthy Awards, the Anne Lindsay Protecting Our Earth Award.
Yes, there's 7 nominees this year.
Yes, we're very excited about that.
And the host of the evening is going to be
our very lovable Terry McLeod.
We're looking forward to seeing the award show.
Thank you.
We are here with Terry McLeod at the Real Green Gala. Terry, could you tell us how you came about hosting this event?
Karen Peters, who's the head of the Eco Network, invited me to do this. I'm very fond of Karen. When I was on the radio with CBC, she was a regular feature of one of the reasons why the shows that I did were so successful, because listeners love her and her approach to food and living in the world. So they sent me the films that are up for the nominations for the Real Green Film Festival, and so I've seen them all, and they're terrific. They have a lot of them are very local, great, full of good ideas about how to live more sustainably in the world. So many more people are paying attention to what they eat, to where it comes from, what they wear, what their clothing's made of, where it's made. You know, there's this fantastic fashion show that's part of tonight, and some of these designers I've met over the years. I've been to their design studios, to their little factories where things get made. So I'm pretty thrilled to be here to help to showcase them. So when Karen said, "Would you do it?" I immediately, without even thinking about it, said yes, of course.
Thank you so much for being here this evening.
Good. Thank you, Donna.
Thank you, Terry.
Karen, as you probably know, is one of the people that made my work on the radio so much easier, because she is so good and so well informed that it made it easy to make a radio show that she was part of. Although I no longer work at CBC, I still am doing what I always did. I just don't have a radio show anymore. I'm a busy volunteer with a whole array of different organizations. I'm as curious as ever. I'm so glad to be here, to meet some people that I've met before, and to meet lots of new people, and to meet people that are making such a huge difference in the quality of life in Winnipeg, Manitoba, the country, and the world. So I want to say thank you for what you do on a daily basis. I'm really grateful to be here to help to honor the work that you do. Now, I want to let you know about a few things to do with the evening tonight. And our sponsors tonight, exceedingly grateful to, well, I don't know how many of you are Assiniboine Credit Union members. I'm a longtime member there. Assiniboine Credit Union, one of the sponsors, Stantec, the very large engineering and architecture firm with its new office down on Portage Avenue, and Tire Stewardship Manitoba. So wave if you're with one of those organizations so we can say thanks to you. Thank you very much. We also have local filmmakers and film stars. If you're one of those people, why don't you wave too so we can know who you are? Thank you. Fashion designers and models who are here tonight as well. Oh, by the way, we'll be seeing some of those films later on this evening. And we have numerous ultra-talented fashion designers and spectacular models here tonight, showing us all about slow fashion, all about that later on. So wave if you're a fashion designer or a model. Thank you for being such a huge help here tonight. And the nominees for the Anne Lindsay Protecting Our Earth Awards are here as well. Wave if you're one of those nominees. We also have quite a number of Eco Network member groups here this evening. Wave if you're from one of the member groups. Yes. And those folks are part of some of more than 50 environmental groups that make up the Manitoba Eco Network. Now, I'd like now, since it is, of course, the Real Green Film Festival, to introduce you to Kurt Hull of the Manitoba Eco Network. He's going to guide you through the program of short films. We have 7 of them. Here's Kurt here to tell you a lot more. Kurt.
Thank you, Terry. Good evening. My name is Kurt Hull. I work for the Manitoba Eco Network. I'm one of the program managers for Climate Change Connection. Welcome to Real Green, inspiring people, celebrating nature. Each year, our film selection committee works to put together a collection of short films that celebrate nature by showing us the beauty of the natural world. Other films are selected because we feel that they spotlight some inspiring people, people who have unique insight or are working to solve issues that we and our planet faces. Some films do both. This is my 4th year curating and hosting the film portion of our evening. 4 years ago, none of the films we showed were made by local filmmakers. I'm happy to say that 6 of the 7 films we are showing tonight are by local filmmakers. Moreover, people from each of these local films, people who either helped make the film or were featured in it, were able to join us here tonight. By the end of this hour, I hope you will be convinced, as I am, that Winnipeg truly is a place that nurtures creativity and has been gifted with an essential complement of people who care passionately for our world. All right, let's get started. Our first film was written at a weekend artists' retreat and symposium that was organized by the Arts of Water Project. The film was written, animated, and performed by Scott Douglas. And Scott is with us tonight. There he is. There's Scott. A relationship breakup forces a guy to reevaluate his relationship to the environment. This film is by Scott Douglas. It's called Lake Winnipeg Part 1 Winter. It's 6 minutes and 56 seconds.
Hello? Not sure how loud I should be. Do I talk to the middle or... I'm on your eastern shore, about 5 feet from the shoreline. I hope that's an okay spot. I've been taking stock. Some things have happened in my life, and it's caused me to... Well, you don't need the details. But it's caused me to reflect. I've come to realize that I've been taking advantage of you. The whole system, really. I didn't know at the time, which is not to make excuses, just to say it wasn't intentional per se, more like kind of a blind spot, you know what I mean? There was so much going on that I just didn't... Anyway, okay, I'm here to apologize. I'm sorry that and I know it's not just me, but I don't want to hide behind other people anymore. I want to be responsible and, okay, here it is. I take showers and bathe a lot. I drink and I eat. I eat things that come from farms, And farms use fertilizers because if they didn't, they wouldn't grow as much, and then there wouldn't be as much, and everything would cost more. And I can't afford that, but the phosphorus from the fertilizers runs off into you, and, well, and I go to the bathroom, and I flush. And I need that shit to go away. I don't think about where it goes, I just need it to... You know what that's like? To just need the shit to go away? I live in the city and I work all day. By the time I get home, it's dark, so I switch on the lights and I put something in the microwave and I turn on the TV. That electricity has to come from somewhere, right? And at the end of the day, I do dishes. I can turn on the tap and water comes out. Seriously, I can't tell you how great that is, and I thank you for that. I haven't said that before, but I do. But the thing is, and I've just clued into this recently, I never asked. I never asked if I could do all this. And that's wrong. I'm sorry. You know how when you're a little kid, you just pick things up and you stick them in your mouth, and if you see something worth playing with, you grab it? Every surface is for crayons? And your grown-ups are always trying to tell you, taking without asking is stealing, and be gentle with other people's stuff, and ask permission, and you don't really get that when you're a little kid, but then you grow up, or at least most people do. I'm not a bad guy. People say that about me. Some people have said. I just want to do this right, get it all laid out clearly, so we both know what's what, and there won't be any surprises down the road. This is a consent form. It basically says that you consent to letting me do certain things to you. It's really about laying it out on the table, making it explicit. Here's what I can do, here's what I can't do. It's not breaking the rules if there are no rules, right? If we haven't agreed that, yes, these are the rules. That's what I'm saying. We have to agree and get it down, and then it's settled, and then we can get on with our lives. So all I need from you is to look over this contract and sign it. Do you see what I'm... Does this make sense? I, me, you. Broken. Contract. Make good. Better. Clear? I mean, it's going to happen anyway, right? You know that, without your input. I'm just trying to be upfront. This can be amended, you know, right? That's how negotiation works. If there's something that doesn't work for you, you just have to say, and then we'll... I mean, there are some non-negotiables, obviously. I need to drink, eat. I need to work, make money. I'm not talking crazy money, just if the economy tanks, I have other responsibilities. I have people I have to support. Okay, I get it. You know what? Fine. I don't need this. I didn't need to drive out here. I didn't need to own up and say I'm sorry. You see other people coming out here and doing this? No. At least I'm making an effort. And it's the best deal you're going to get. I'm making sacrifices here. It may not be obvious at first, but look, I'm agreeing not to... Okay, that's not something I was planning to do anyway, but I'm asking. I didn't ask before, but now I'm asking. I'm swallowing my pride, and I'm saying, I need you. I need you. Seriously? Seriously, what do you want? You want me to just leave? Is that it? Pack up and go somewhere else? I'll do it. You're not the only watershed in the world, you know. You haven't even looked at it. Just look at it. Gah! You frozen... Damn you! Damn you! I realized we ended on a bad note last time.
Our next film is a work in progress. From Seed to Seed will be a feature-length film about the growing momentum of ecological and organic agriculture with a Canadian perspective. This trailer introduces the Manitoba farmers and their farms and seasonal challenges they face. Release of the film is planned for later this year. It is being produced by Katarina Stiefenhofer and Growing Local Productions, and Katarina is with us this evening. Can you make yourself known, Katarina? There she is. A labor of love, and she's working diligently on this. When it is released later this year, the film will be called From Seed to Seed. This is a teaser trailer for that film. It's 6 minutes and 39 seconds.
The big guys are Boar. This is Gunter. Gunta. I grew up wanting to be a farmer. That's what I wanted to do. I loved it. I was told that it wasn't possible. Your dad doesn't have land. You can't be a farmer. What I realized is you don't have to inherit land. You don't need 1,600 or 5,000 or 10,000 acres in order to farm. That's one mentality of what farming is, and it's one kind of farming. Direct marketing, farmers markets, getting completely away from that commodity style of agriculture that I grew up with, that I thought that's all there was. But just to produce food for someone's table, and to be paid for the food that they want to eat in the same way that the grocery store would have been paid for. But the one thing that you don't get with the machine is this, me and her. We've got 37 acres, and we farm very similar to the way that the Mennonites were farming here 100 years ago.
There is a real momentum in organic agriculture that's building. It's certainly coming from many Canadian citizens who want to buy organic products. Farmers are interested. One of the messages that I give is that, don't convert your whole farm to organic. Just convert a portion. I've seen a lot of real success stories like that.
We started out with just a few of our worst fields as being certified organic, and now we've started converting our best fields. It's way more sophisticated and technologically advanced than conventional farming is. With organics, we had to think ahead and plan ahead. We've just been blown away by the science in the soil. I'm standing in one of our fields of organic spelt, and spelt is something that's really taken off as one of the ancient grains that is great for gluten intolerant people, and so the market is great for this. We have lots of people almost beating our door down to get more organic spelt.
My name is Andrew Granger, my daughter Hannah, and my partner Jared Puhatch. We are going to transition some land starting with 125 acres. Health, soil health, human health, two huge reasons right there. It just seems like cancers and disease today is far more rampant.
We want our farms to outlive us and outlive our kids, so the transition together is an awesome experience.
The healthy environment's always been a big thing for me.
There has been some compromises in organic food systems. It has been a social movement, which now, and this is the good news, is kind of being picked up again by the millennials.
My name is Jonah Langlotz, and I am 23 years old, and I'd like to be a farmer. I'll be raising some pigs and chickens. There we go. Terry, he'll be a big support in this because I don't have much experience.
You can hold on that way.
They're pretty cute, at least at this point. Hopefully that won't be a problem when I kill them.
On June 16th, we started getting rain. We were averaging 3 inches of rain per week. We've had over 22 inches, I think, now. We got some of it off, but really poor quality. But we lost, for sure, 1,400 bales that just rotted. Start to wonder what everybody's going to be eating all winter, and another thunderstorm watch. We'll see what happens tonight. Get through tonight.
month ago today we seeded a field of canola. We had to destroy it. So I'm pretty upset. That's a big loss. I mean, all farming is difficult. The conventional is a lot more forgiving than organic in that you can fix a mistake relatively easily. I wished I'd set myself up better before I decided to transition. I was scared to go organic, and I think my fear has kind of won.
That's probably the biggest hurdle I had to overcome, was the confidence that, yeah, we could grow crops without putting herbicides and commercial fertilizers on them. With organics, you kind of need more of a longer term strategy. We took the sample up. It's testing 14, which for oats is dry. I phoned Dad to tell him to keep rolling, and he's already got the first hopper full. So we'll just go and dump that. The plan for Green Man is not to have that combine stop.
Of course, this is Jonah's first year with farming out here, and it's just a tough first year to try to manage, you know.
The last while I think has been probably pretty hard. And Terry and Monique, they always kind of have mantras. When it started raining a bunch, the mantra was adapt, adapt, adapt. Then after that, fight. Now it is just keep swimming. So now I'm thinking a bit about different options. Tough it out a bit, or do I need to kind of give in a little bit to my own needs, which I don't really do very easily. So, I don't know, we'll see.
Overall, I would rather characterize farming as a constant play between hope and despair. And in the despair, you have to be able to step away from it for a minute and see that it has shown you something that can give you hope. Seeding is an amazing and beautifully hopeful thing to do.
In May 2016, Ellen Cobb-Friesen and Megan Crone of the Manitoba Eco Network worked together with Brooklyn School, Urban Eaton, and over 100 community volunteers to convert a paved schoolyard in North Winnipeg into a beautiful community garden. The filmmaker is Jesse Vanderhart and his film company Embers. Also, two of the stars of the film are also with us, Ellen Cobb-Friesen and Megan Crone. So Jesse and Ellen and Megan, where are you? This film is by Jesse Vanderhart. It's called Depave Brooklands, and it's 4 minutes and 8 seconds.
I'm here at Brooklyn School helping out with the community garden.
To see all these people come out so that we can take apart this old asphalt and make this beautiful community garden.
And this like lines up with this line. Yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah. Whoa.
This tree behind me is a memory tree for one of our teachers who passed away just recently, Miss Yurechka. We call it the Miss Y tree. And it's a nice memory for our kids who had her. She was a kindergarten teacher. She was here for many years.
We're with the Manitoba Eco Network, and we're here at Brooklyn School today, tearing up asphalt.
Instead of the water running right off of the asphalt into the streets, it's going to get absorbed into the ground, and we have put in native plantings and garden beds for the students here so they can learn about native plants in Manitoba and also learn how to grow their own food.
So not only are we making water quality better, but we're creating an outdoor education space for the students at Brooklyn School so they can spend time outside learning about nature, learning about gardening, learning about what they eat.
We're going to have oxygen and things for the bees. And things for humans.
No, you haven't painted? Here you go. Go and paint that face.
We love gardens!
It's an opportunity for our community members to build capacity, to learn how to garden and grow food, and we're really hoping that the community embraces the spirit of this project.
I'm really excited to be contributing to such a unique project right in the heart of an urban center where people can come to interact with their natural environment and have this green space available to them.
I'd like my kids to have a green space to play in. I'd like them to learn about growing food and making oxygen with plants. And I'd like them to learn that we can make our own food right in the community, and this is a great thing that brings our community together.
A great way to bring the community together and a wonderful way to teach kids all about gardening and sustainability in the outdoors.
Excellent, now back to work.
DPay Brooklands is awesome.
This next film is our only non-Winnipeg entry. We became aware of it when it was shown at the Centennial Concert Hall in February as part of this year's Banff Mountain Film Festival World Tour. We think it will add a bit of foreign flavor to our evening, but I think it will also show how well the Winnipeg films compare. Seth Orme and Paul Wendt founded the Packing It Out initiative in 2014 as a way to inspire a greater sense of environmental stewardship within our communities by raising awareness for litter conditions along America's trails. In 2015, the Packing It Out crew hiked the Appalachian Trail in the eastern US, picking up trash as they went. In 2016, they took on the Pacific Crest Trail with hopes to remove over 1,000 pounds of litter from Mexico to Canada. This original Gear Junkie video was shot and produced by Wild Confluence Media. It follows the crew along the driest section of the Pacific Coast Trail, offering a slice of life of the trash-gathering hikers on their journey north. The film is called Packing It Out, Cleaning America's Wild. It's 4 minutes in length.
Coffee every morning.
Real coffee.
Real coffee.
We do not
every
mess around with instant coffee.
Last year we hiked the Appalachian Trail for 4.5 months, and we did the ultralight thing. We didn't carry any excess. No coffee, none of those things. This year we're like, you know what? Let's be strong, hike well. Well, let's have coffee. We're out here smoothing it, not roughing it.
Do the best we can to feel civilized while we're in the woods. Look good, smell good, feel good. It's important to comb our beards.
It's almost like meditating too, So my name's Seth Orme.
And I'm Paul Tweet, and we are the Packing It Out crew.
Right now we're hiking the Pacific Crest Trail.
2,663 miles from the border of Mexico into British Columbia.
Packing It Out was designed to inspire a greater sense of environmental stewardship within our communities by raising awareness for litter conditions on America's trails. The Appalachian Trail was the first place we implemented packing it out on a large scale. It was a success. We removed 1,100 pounds of trash.
On the Pacific Crest Trail, we've already removed over 550 pounds of trash in 700 miles. I think we'll find 1,000 pounds.
It's a glass bottle. Oh, dude.
What is that? Is that a mouse? Oh, dude, he's trying to climb out.
Mouse.
Oh man, he's dead. I think he went in, drank too much beer, and then he couldn't get out because he was chubby. But we packed the bottle out. Toilet paper is the #1 thing that we find, and that is usually right on the surface, no attempt to bury it, followed closely by cigarette butts. Hazards in the desert. We definitely encountered a number of rattlesnakes, water shortages, sun exposure.
Yeah, fire, that's a big hazard, yeah.
Fire. I think lizards were a hazard. The lizard of Mojave. We're off to see the lizard, the wonderful lizard of Mojave. Hey!
My God, it is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
I'm so glad to be at water.
It's definitely a psychological challenge to know the entire day there's no other water, and you have to walk 17 miles to water.
Give me more water. Yeehaw, check that out.
This is my water. Feel, Dad. Spice, we have 0.2 to go. And we are at the base of the Sierras.
Yeah,
desert's done.
Finally in Kennedy Meadows.
It's amazing.
I'm so glad we're done with the desert.
Yeah, actions over words. We like talking about what we do.
16.7 pounds.
We're still strong believers that actions speak louder than anything. With packing it out, we believe that attitudes are super contagious. So when we go into anywhere, around anyone, if we're coming in and we're happy and we're just having a good time, we're just chatterbugs and we're picking up trash just because we love to do it, that spreads. Next thing we know, they want to come help out and pick up trash.
Positivity is really important to what we do.
We give out more high fives than we do point fingers.
Our last film of the evening is a fresh video produced for Climate Change Connection by Jonathan Ventura. And Jonathan is with us this evening. Where is he? Where are you, Jonathan? Where are you? Oh, there you are. Hi, Jonathan. Jonathan has been making films for Climate Change Connection since 2015. This is the 4th Fresh Stories film he has made for us. He has a talent, and it has been a treat to see his skills develop with each undertaking. In spite of our flat topography, cycling in Winnipeg is not easy. Up until quite recently, the bicycle in Winnipeg was seen as something frivolous, non-essential, a toy. That attitude is changing, due in no small part to people like Andrew Swanson and Beth McKechnie. This film is by C Media and Jonathan Ventura. It's called Winnipeg, Future of Transportation. It's 2 minutes.
Years ago, cycling was considered a toy. It's really starting to be understood as an essential form of transportation, and it's quite a consciousness shift.
10 years ago in Winnipeg, bicycle culture was, I think, a bit insular, you know.
With the city making paths and investing in that, there's a lot more people riding around now. It's definitely changed since 15, 20 years ago.
The other thing that's changed is that governments of all levels have realized that cycling is a moneymaker. It's a moneymaker if you invest in it in the long term in all kinds of ways. The UK did a comprehensive study of cycling benefits, found that for every dollar you spend, you got 32 back. What we need to do is we need to design our entire transportation system around doing the most sustainable things first. It's about, for example, thinking about what a parent with a stroller actually needs to get from their house to the store without a car. We don't do a very good job of that. And if we can do a good job of that, we can do a good job of cycling, we can do a good job of providing for people in wheelchairs, we can do a good job for walking. In 15 years, I wouldn't be surprised if every major street in Winnipeg has what you call a cycle track or a protected bike lane on each curb lane. What you'll see is you'll see a lot more older people out and about in summer and winter and feeling independent. You'll see a lot more people smiling. And the reason I say that is because I've been to places where people ride bicycles a lot more often. And you see people, you don't see glass shells. I think what that does is it changes your relationship not just to other people, but to who you are and how you move through a space.
I'm hopeful that cycling will be normalized, and particularly all of our seasons that we can ride, and that there are separated bike lanes for everybody so that my kids can bike safely, and as a parent I feel comfortable with them heading out on the roads and biking.
If we continue on the trajectory that we're going right now, that there will be a lot of really terrific improvements. We still won't be where we need to be in 15 years, but considering how far we've got in the last 10 years, I'm very hopeful.
Right now we assign the changes that come along with doing something about global warming as being some sort of, it's going to kill jobs and it's going to make our lifestyle worse and I'm not going to be able to drive my car. And the interesting thing about the transportation side of that equation is that it's actually going to make everybody's lives better. Including people who still need to drive. So in 15 years, we're going to be a lot happier too. Not only will we have solved a lot of the problems that have led us into this mess of global warming and all that, but we'll actually also be happier. And I think people forget about the power of that, because I mean, what's the point of any of this if we aren't happy?
We are here with Shauna from Bella Bellas, and she is a designer here in Winnipeg who has a collection in the show this evening. Can you tell us a little bit about your collection, Shauna?
Sure, Donnelly. I'm so happy to be here. We're so excited. Bella Bellas is so excited to be a part of this fashion show because we are green, and a green conference is absolutely right up our line. So we, first of all, we mill all of our fabric in Canada, we dye all of our fabric in Canada, and we manufacture all of our garments in Canada. So we are totally Canadian made. Our products are made of bamboo, and bamboo is a plant that is ever growing, so it's so great for the environment. And we're really doing our part to help the environment. Our clothing has such great quality that it's not filling up landmines, so that's always a great thing. And we really love to make people beautiful, our women beautiful. We love to empower them with our clothing, and our tagline is "I am beautiful." And we hope that everyone picks one up at the conference, put it in your car, and come to our studio. We're at 376 Donald, and we'd love to have your visit. Thanks for having us here. And thank you, Donnelly, for having us.
Thank you, Shauna. Your studio is filled with such beautiful, amazing clothes upstairs in your loft.
Thank you so much for always coming and supporting us. We really appreciate it.
Thank you for supporting the environment.
Thanks. We're glad to.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. We have with us here this evening Leonard, and he's one of our fashion designers in the show at the Real Green Gala. Could you tell us a little bit about your attire that you'll be showing?
Well, it'll be a mix of easy to wear comfort clothing. A lot of what I design is all about comfort, because I want my women to feel comfortable as they're going throughout their day. And a lot of my work is very, it can transition from day to night. You know, people are busy. No one has time to go home and change. No one has time to, go from outfit to outfit. We need one outfit that can go all day long. So you're going from work, then you got to pick up your kids, and then you got to go off to soccer practice. You got to be able to move, interact, chase your kid down the street. So that's what my clothing's all about. It's all about comfort, it's all about style, and it's all about sophistication, because you want to look, sophisticated, because then you feel confident in what you're wearing.
What are some of the pieces that are confidently displayed?
Well, my Brenda swing shirt is my number one. Ladies, this one is the best. Brenda is a practical woman. She's a 97 cotton with 3% spandex, so you can move and chase those kids down the street. She's got pockets in her side seams, because who doesn't need pockets? She can be worn with jeans, with tights, with a long pencil skirt. She can be worn with a cropped legging, palazzo pants. She can be worn with pretty much anything. And the best thing about Brenda is she's machine washable. So this is just, every woman's dream, right? You can actually just throw it in the machine, and then, dryers are evil though. Dryers, don't use them for anything but socks. Maybe towels, sweatpants, that kind of stuff.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing your collection.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
We are here with Gala's fashion designer, Andrea. You had some attire brought to the Real Green Award Gala. Can you tell us a little bit about your clothes?
Yeah, well, we make clothing made of bamboo, and we, like you see on my lapel, we incorporate my heritage, which is Métis. So it's designed prints that my dad creates for us, and we put them on their clothing to create a really nice Aboriginal flair, French flair. Yeah. Yes. So that's what you saw today. So, and the reason why we were here is because we're advocates for slow fashion. We create everything in small runs, and we really promote ethical ways of producing clothing. That was the first thing why I wanted to become a designer, is to create it was not to bring more consumption on the earth, but how would I create a way of sustainable living? And it just, I don't know, I have all these French words in my mind, but an eco way of buying clothes, and how we see slow food, the same, farm to table, organic. Well, that's the same path I take with slow fashion. So small runs, made in Winnipeg. My fabric is knitted, milled in Toronto, and fair wage. And our yarn is actually fair trade too. So it has a beautiful path through it. It's sometimes hard, but you believe in it. It's your heart and soul. So I think for me, it's 100% worth doing it. Yeah.
Well, we're looking forward to seeing your fashions.
Thank you. And thank you for Manitoba Eco Network, because it was amazing to be a part of something that for me, it's one of my huge values. So it was, in my heart, I said for sure I would like to participate and put a really beautiful fashion show together with other local designers.
Yes, it seems like your clothing line is empowering women.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Slow fashion encourages slower production schedules, fair wages, lower carbon footprints, and ideally zero waste. And tonight we're featuring 3 amazing local designers who are making their production processes completely transparent and who focus on producing clothing in a sustainable way. Our models tonight come from some of the fabulous member groups that make up the Manitoba Eco Network, and you'll get to hear a little bit about their work too. Now, the first fashion house to be featured is Bella Ballas. The Bella Ballas Eco Bamboo Wardrobe was designed by women for women. Now, Bella Ballas is made up of twin sisters Shauna and Daria Ballas, or, well, Shauna Ballas and Daria Zmiewski Ballas, and they are fraternal twins. Now, their eco-bamboo wardrobe was designed by women for women who need a multitask wardrobe that works as hard as they do. The wardrobe takes women from, as the folks from Bella Ballas put it, from desk to dusk to travel and everything in between. So let's now begin with model Dana Leitold of Green Kids. And Dana, there you are. Now there is a fantastic outfit. Let me tell you a little bit about it. It's a multitask dress combining glamour and comfort in everyday fashion essentials. While Bella Ballas uses fashion to convey their environmental values, Green Kids uses theater. They are the only charity and live theater company in the country dedicated solely to environmental education for young people through performance. They use theater to capture their audience's attention and imagination, and believe that exploring environmental issues through dramatic interaction allows audiences to empathize and to identify with the material. Dana's dress comes packaged in a convenient travel bag, and the outfit can be worn in more than 50 ways. And combined with this fun bamboo fringe shrug, which can be worn in 3 ways, perfect for anyone who wants to head out on the road to spread the word about protecting our environment. Let's hear it for Bella Ballas and our model, Dana. And let's now turn to model number 2, Maddie Kettner of the Manitoba Nature Summit. She's wearing a lined citrus tank, tricolored peekaboo skirt, taupe leggings in an exact dyed Mongolian bamboo lined vest, all from Bella Ballas. She looks ready to go to the Manitoba Nature Summit, a biennial conference that allows childcare providers and teachers to experience authentic outdoor learning that they can pass on to their students. Through their summit, as well as hands-on workshops, they're committed to educating educators about getting children outdoors and connected with nature. So that, another outfit from Bella Ballas. And the second designer featured is Leonard Taylor, a boutique fashion house that designs, produces, and sells high-quality, fashion-forward women's clothing. Leonard's pieces combine exceptional fit and function with distinctive design, memorable details, and architectural construction for confident, sophisticated women. Our model, Ash Alberg, from the Manitoba Fiber Festival. She's wearing a hand-painted organic Erica dress from Leonard Taylor, made right here in Winnipeg. And since it's hand-painted, if you accidentally stain this garment, you don't have to throw it out. You can send it to Leonard, and he can hand-paint it, making it truly one of a kind, incorporating your boo-boo into the design itself. The hand painting represents taking your friends and family with you wherever you go. And Ash invites you to go out to the Manitoba Fiber Festival's annual fall gathering in mid-September at Assiniboia Downs, right? The Fiber Fest connects local sheep farmers, fiber artists, tool makers, clothing designers, and those who appreciate fine craft. At their festival, you can take in workshops and demonstrations following the creative process from shearing the sheep to wearable art. So thanks so much to Leonard Taylor and to Ash Alberg. Ash, thank you. Now here comes model Eric Rader of the Wilderness Committee. He looks dashing in his charcoal skinny jeans, black bamboo toe mask sweater, brown leather holsters from Leonard Taylor. This look will take you from day to night with all with just a change of shoes. Try some black sneakers or a pair of lace-up Oxfords, say. Eric is hard at work day to night with the Wilderness Committee, Canada's people-powered, citizen-funded wilderness protection group, who've helped gain protection for more than 50 major wilderness areas in this country, including millions of hectares of critical wildlife habitats and some of the world's largest tracts of old-growth temperate rainforest and boreal forest. With him, in case you haven't noticed, is his exceedingly handsome son, 9-year-old North. He looks cool wearing an upcycled lumberjack, inspired button-up shirt, and of course, sharing clothes through clothing swap parties, hand-me-downs to your siblings, and through the thrift stores, a great way to have a sustainable style. Thank you, gentlemen. The third designer featured this evening is Andriane Dandino with her company Voila Designs. Voila Designs is one of Canada's premier French-Canadian Métis fashion brands. They believe in the slow fashion movement and continue to grow their company using only sustainable practices. If you want to visit their manufacturing center, it's on Mulvey East, just off of Osborne. I was there last year. Their core values are buy better, buy less. They make a unique statement through their authentic Indigenous-inspired prints, and their goal is to make customers feel good inside and out wearing their organic, custom-milled fabrics. Our model, Katie Damon of Transition Winnipeg, looks smart and sophisticated in a blueberry powder suit. Transition Winnipeg is a smart and sophisticated community-led initiative to improve our quality of life and strengthen Winnipeg's resilience. Don't run away, because I have a bit more to say about your fantastic outfit. Our resilience to social inequality and climate change. They act as a hub for a wide variety of neighborhood projects, including the fantastic Sustainable South Osborne. You've probably seen, and if you haven't, what's going on at Sustainable South Osborne behind Riverview Hospital. Their orchards and what they plant there and their approach to agriculture is astonishing. They have these social enterprise idea jams, and they have the Farm Fresh Food Hub and South Osborne Farmers Market, and their gorgeous fundraisers of the outdoor dinner in the fall like nothing you've ever eaten. Now, let's talk a little bit more about the outfit. With a versatile chaplain blazer outfit like this, Katie's ready for a board meeting of the Food Hub or a potluck brunch to plan the next upskilling workshop. Her trend-setting outfit with pockets is styled with chaplain pants with a bamboo waistband and pretty feminine organic cotton lace top, which can be worn in 2 ways. So that's from Andriane Dandino from Voila Designs. Katie, thank you so much. And now we have model Liz Shearer of the Green Action Center. She looks fabulous in a Cessoir black and birch dress with organic lace details. Liz Shearer is the Commuter Challenge Coordinator. Permission to get as many butts on bicycles and in bus seats during the week of June 4th through the 10th. She wants to see Manitoba defend its winning title and get even more workplaces signed up to take part. Are you up for the challenge? Register you or your workplace by visiting commuterchallenge.ca. And when you end your workday by walking or biking or busing or carpooling home, you feel refreshed and ready to throw on something like this essential garb and go bamboo basic. Head out for a date night or a summer evening stroll down Gordon Avenue. Thank you. Let's now meet model Kaylin Murdoch of Fort White Alive. She looks ready to get outside with their award-winning destination. And if you haven't been to Fort White Alive, you really have to go. Fort White Alive supplies the wildlife, hiking trails, and freshwater lakes, inspiring exhibits, amazing experiences. You provide the enthusiasm for the outdoors and dress for the weather. Like this beautiful bamboo fleece wrap jacket, which Andrienne calls the Manitou, MJ tank top with lace, a charcoal bum warmer, and a bamboo fleece printed high waistband set of leggings. The authentic Métis print you see is called Spirit of the North, designed by Andrienne's father, David Albert. Thank you very much. And that was model Kaylin Murdoch. And now model Jennifer French of Food Matters Manitoba is looking chic and sporty in her outfit from Voila Design. She's on the go and ready to build a Manitoba where good food nourishes strong communities and healthy people. You'll find her and her organization, Food Matters Manitoba, working with communities across the province to create opportunities for people to be able to eat good food. Notice her fun graffiti printed bamboo pants. Aren't they fantastic? Wow. And the light and easy cobalt blue linen top. And the vest that Voila Designs calls their Fort Garry vest. Pardon me. I talk for a living, or I used to. I should still be able to do it. And that is the end of our fashion show. So thank you to Voila Designs for coordinating it, for Aveda providing hair and makeup, and to all the designers. Can we please have all the models come out on stage to get your round of applause? And so models, take a bow. Take a bow. Now stay here because we want our designers to come up on stage as well. So Andriana Dandino, Leonard Taylor, and we want Shauna Ballas to come up as well. Okay, designers, we need all of you. There we are. And one more. And here she comes. Funny coincidence, I don't think there's a relationship here, but two of our designers are half of a pair of twins. Andriana has a twin sister, yes? And Shauna, you have a twin sister as well, right? Isn't that unique? Okay, so, and let's see a bow from our designers and a final round of applause from you. Wow. And the designers are here. They have shops here in Winnipeg. You can see some business cards on the table, and you can catch them before they leave and say, I want that. How can I get it? Thank you all for all your help. Now, it's time now for the Ann Lindsay Protecting Our Earth Awards. And these awards are presented by the Manitoba Eco Network each year in recognition of achievements in protecting and stewarding Manitoba's environment. If you know of a deserving individual or group, you can contact the Manitoba Eco Network about nominating them for next year. This year, we have 7 fabulous nominees. Filmmaker Donna Lee, with Shaw, created a short film to introduce us to each of them. Let's watch.
Bridging the Gap has been around for about 10 years. We work with grade 4 inner city students. So it's a curriculum-based program. And what we do is we take these kids who aren't necessarily exposed to this environmental stuff, and we give them an opportunity to experience environmental habitats, green habitats, wildlife right in the city, and then also so we introduce them to that whole notion of life cycles. We grow butterfly gardens and prairie habitat gardens, as well as vegetable gardens and fruit shrubs sometimes. They tell us, you know, they hear the leaves rustling, they hear frogs, they hear birds, you know, and getting them into that kind of calm state of mind as well. The gardening component of our program, we grow vegetables, we do pickling, we make salads with the food that we harvest. So we're, you know, teaching them the importance of eating healthy. It's stuff that they don't necessarily get to experience in their everyday lives. Something that, you know, a lot of people, including myself, don't always get to experience in their everyday lives.
Well, I think I probably could date all of this to 1979. That was the year I first took a course in wetlands at Delta Marsh. I discovered that I loved it, and therefore I changed all my plans. I had decided I was going to go into to be a water scientist. So I've since then spent the last, well, 36 years or so doing all kinds of things relating to water. So over the years, we've done all kinds of studies looking at how these three factors, invasive species, pollution, and altered hydrology have affected wetlands. And it's absolutely remarkable, the transformation that has occurred. We're seeing now a marsh that we probably haven't seen in 50 years or more. Marsh is recovering, and this is encouraging that we can try to recover marshes elsewhere around the province too. Something that was completely unexpected, and we would only have seen this if we had done this experiment in a natural ecosystem with all of the plants and animals there.
Winiskatan, it does mean wake up or rise up in Cree Ojibwe language. The Winiskatan Hydro Alliance has been around for about 3 years. We've been meeting since 2014 as an alliance, which is made up of 22 First Nation and Métis communities, researchers and students from 8 universities in Canada and the US, as well as different social justice and environmental NGOs. Priorities that have been addressed include the flooding and erosion, species changes in species populations that have happened in the communities that are affected by hydro. So we have started to develop projects and research that starts to look at how we can address those issues, and also education to tell people what's going on, because a lot of people in the South don't know about the impacts that are happening in the North.
Target Zero is sort of the lens that we look at through everything at the Forks. So basically we're trying to achieve, you know, like zero water, zero gas, zero. We're trying to reduce our footprint as much as we can. You know, here we have almost 4 million visitors a year coming to the Forks, so we're trying to reduce that impact from all the visitors coming here through the way that we run our own operations. You know, it's a historic building. There's only so much we can do to improve the envelope on it. We had to find another way to do things, and we retrofitted the building to work on geothermal. That's got to be our largest contribution to reducing our greenhouse gas, and then also reducing our utility bill. You know, the Forks is almost like a little city within the city, and that we can show that these initiatives that we're doing make economic sense as well as environmental sense. So there's a real benefit to both.
Over the years, we've helped to improve the understanding of eagles and also to help restore eagle populations. We now have the longest running study of a stable raptor population anywhere in the world. I have been involved with monitoring and banding wildlife, particularly bald eagles, for more than 50 years. And for the last 23 years, I've moved my passion for the environment into the political arena to do what I could there. When I was a member of Parliament in Ottawa, I was chosen to be the Secretary of State for Science, Research and Development. And I was very active in promoting the information highway and internet access. I've been involved in a number of areas, in particular, for example, the effort to save the experimental lakes area, to improve the health of Lake Winnipeg, to pay attention to orphan mine sites where there's big tailings pollution, to get attention to climate change, and when I was the federal minister in particular, to promoting environmental industries as part of the solution to environmental problems.
First off, really the goal of the program is to try to reduce the energy consumption here in the province of Manitoba. Since we've launched our lighting program back in 2014, we've rebated 1.4 million LED light bulbs, which equates to approximately 50 gigawatt hours of annual electricity savings. So basically what that means is that's enough electricity to power all of the homes in the city of Selkirk for 1 year. LED light bulbs or light emitting diode bulbs are really they're the most efficient light bulb you can buy now on the market. So they use approximately 80% less electricity than standard incandescent light bulbs and also last up to 25 times longer. So you don't really have to replace light bulbs anymore. By choosing the energy efficient alternative, we're also helping customers save on their electricity and gas bills. And of course, that's also helping to reduce greenhouse gases here in the province. In addition to the energy savings and bill savings that customers are getting, we're also able to divert a tremendous amount of waste from landfills because customers don't have to replace their incandescent light bulbs on an annual basis because they've just installed an energy efficient LED which lasts up to 25 years.
The Prairie Climate Centre is a collaboration between the University of Winnipeg and the International Institute for Sustainable Development. The University of Winnipeg brings to the table the science and the communication, and IISD through Dr. Hank Venema, the Director of Planning for the Prairie Climate Centre, brings in the policy. The Prairie Climate Centre has been around for a couple of years now, and our mission is to let everybody know across the Prairie provinces about how important climate change is for them and their future.
Well, in the past year, we launched the Prairie Climate Atlas, and the Prairie Climate Atlas is a very innovative tool that takes all of the information that the Prairie Climate Centre is developing. We're mapping climate change impacts, we're showing it geographically. We created an online tool where people can go to the internet and they can drill down and say, oh, this is how climate change is actually going to affect my rural municipality or the city that I live in. The challenges that we're about to face are absolutely unprecedented. The response, it needs to be equally unprecedented.
Climate change is real, it's here, people need to know about it.
So those are your nominees for the Anne Lindsay Award. I don't know about you, but it sure makes me feel more optimistic about the world when I know that people like that are working as diligently as they are and as comprehensively as they are in an array of communities around issues that many of us are not paying as close attention to as we should. So we thank them, all the nominees. A special thanks to Donna Lee and the folks from Shaw for the wonderful profiles of the nominees. Now, Karen Peters, Executive Director of the Manitoba Eco Network, has the envelope with the winner's name inside. I'm learning now to stop calling her Chef Karen Peters. Because I always talk to her on the radio, and that's what I always called her. So this is the envelope. I don't know who it is. Let's see. And the winner is Dr. John Gerard. And Dr. John Gerard, would you please come up to the stage? Dr. Gerard is here with his wife, Naomi, and with a young friend, granddaughter, perhaps? Granddaughter, Alice. So, Dr. Gerard, if you could come over closer to the microphone so we can talk a little bit about your passions and your pursuits. So, I'll let you step a little bit closer to the mic so we can hear you. What got you interested in eagles in the first place?
When I was growing up in Saskatoon, I spent some time helping Stuart Houston banding owls and other birds. And then I met Doug Whitfield, and we started canoeing in northern Saskatchewan, and we saw some eagles, and we said, hey, wouldn't it be neat to see if we could band a few eagles? And so we did.
And why were you banding them?
Well, at that point, there was a great deal of concern about the future of eagles because in many areas of North America, they were virtually wiped out by DDT. And because they were disappearing in eastern North America and in many other areas, we were, surprised that there were so many eagles in northern Saskatchewan. The bird book then of Canada, Taverner's Bird Book, described the eagles as being nothing but a extremely rare and picturesque species, except at the seacoast, meaning east and west coasts of Canada. And so it was a huge surprise to find so many eagles. And we managed to get some funding for 2 years from the Canadian Wildlife Service, partly because of DDT and partly because we were finding some eagles. And against the, one of the reviewers looked at this, he said, they'll never find any more eagles than they already have. And we'd found 18 nests. And so we went out and flew for 2 years, and we found 250 bald eagle nests. And, we were just blown away, and so were a lot of other people. And we just thought we decided that we were going to set up a camp, and we had all sorts of questions that we wanted to ask. And we looked around at the lake that had lots of eagles, and it was Besnard Lake. And so we set up a camp there. And a young lady came along, who was Naomi, and helped that first summer in 1970 on Besnard Lake. And then, for one reason or another, it kept going. And, it's been a family affair. We have Pauline here, who, and
Alice.
and Pauline.
And Alice is saying that she helps to band eagles, too.
Yep.
Alice, can you just step up to the mic and tell me what goes into banding an eagle? What do you mean?
Well, when we go out to Besnard, we see a lot of eagles with bands on their legs.
Okay.
And when we band them, we measure their wings, and we see the lengths of their claws and stuff like that. And then when they go older, we can see them up there, and we can see the results of when they were when they were little.
How dangerous is it to band eagles? They have very fierce-looking beaks and very big claws.
We put a bag over their head. They can still breathe, but it prevents them from seeing. So we can measure them more easily.
Wow. How many eagles do you figure you've banded?
A lot.
A lot?
Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, let's get your granddad back over here. We saw Alice. What's Alice's last name?
Alice Mullo.
What is it again?
Mullo.
Mullo. Okay. Alice Mullo. Eagle bander. Dr. Gerard, we saw you climbing up in that shot to the eagle's nest. Mm-hmm. You didn't have any apparent protection on. The eagle was, how big was the wingspan on that bird?
It would have been about 84, 90 inches, 7 feet.
And how do they respond when you climb up to their nests?
Fortunately, the adults circle overhead, and we watch closely. I have once had an eagle come in and came straight at me while I was on the top of an open nest and veered up probably only 15 feet away. So that was a little scary, but we're always watching the eagles and being careful, but the fact of the matter is that the eagles, by and large, just circle overhead or perch nearby and don't come in and attack us.
So what difference do you feel that your work studying eagles on the prairies has made in our larger ecosystem?
Well, it's been a 50-year window of what's happened with eagles on Besnard Lake, and that's a pretty valuable long-run window on what's happening with eagles. We've been able to see changes over the years. There was a lot of big fires in 2015, and we could see the impact of those fires, both of the there was areas where the fire went through the nests, and also the impact of the smoke, which because of all the smoke, we had decreased productivity in the areas. I think it's, I can tell you that we've not only worked with banding eagles and surveying eagles, and we've built a survey which we can look at other wildlife along the lake. And we had, when we were dealing with a mine tailing pond at Sheridan, we took that survey from Besnard Lake and we used it on Kississing Lake, right? And we looked at an area where it was affected by the mine tailing pond and an area of Kississing Lake which was far away. And there were dramatic differences in the bird populations and in the invertebrates, in fact, on that part of the lake where there had been the mine tailing ponds. So it was useful, not too many politicians actually do research like that, but we were useful, and thanks to my staff and others, to take this then into the legislature and say we've got to do something about it. It was one factor in getting some action to start cleaning up the Sheridan mine tailing pond.
Well, there's so much more that we could talk about because we saw in the little profile so many other things you're doing. Congratulations. Thank you for what you do. Thank you very much. And that is Dr. John Gerard. He also, by the way, is a member of the legislature, former leader of the Manitoba Liberal Party and the member for River Heights. So congratulations, Dr. John Gerard.
We're here with our award nominee winner for the Ann Lindsay 2017 awards at the Manitoba Eco Network, Real Green Gala, John Gerard.
It's amazing. I never expected to win, and to win an award with Ann Lindsay's name for all she has done for the environment and for so many others, it's really a huge honor.
How did you feel when you learned that you were nominated for the award?
Well, I was surprised when I heard that Sean Petty, who did the nomination, wanted to nominate me, and so I had to get together some material for him, which I managed to do reasonably quickly, and then we had so many really good people nominated, and people who've made a lot of contributions, and people like Gordon Goldsborough, who are very well known, and so I actually didn't expect to win, but it was amazing, and it's amazing having my wife and my daughter and our two granddaughters here, and Alice did very well up on the stage and talking about her experiences banding eagles, and
she seems to share your enthusiasm, that's for sure.
She's an amazing, and she gets right into it, and, yeah.
What has been, in your viewpoint, the most significant part of all the work that you've done for the environment?
I think when you look at it, being able to track what's happening with an eagle population over 50 years, and getting to know what happened. But every year we go, there's something new and different and a surprise, and so it's been continually captivating and interesting. I think that what we've been able to do in terms of advancing the knowledge of eagles, breeding behavior, of migratory behavior, and contributing to a larger understanding of eagles from the work that we've done and the writing we've done.
What is the key to your success?
But, I think that getting involved with eagles, and then of course I got into medicine and then into politics, but I don't think I would have likely got into politics if I hadn't had this background working with eagles, because it gave me a broader knowledge and a broader dimension and the ability to work with people. I learned a tremendous amount from the Aboriginal people, Métis and the First Nations people in northern Saskatchewan about the eagles, because that's where we went to begin with, and they taught us a lot about where the eagles were and behavior and movement of fish and various other things, which is important to understanding eagles.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Thank you, and it's been nice to be able to be here, and I just feel amazingly fortunate to have received this award.
You surely do deserve it. 50 years of banding bald eagles. Dr. John Gerard.
If you told me then when we started that we'd be doing this for 50 years, I'd never believed you.